Hey guys, in today's video we will be basically doing my lazy girl work from home type makeup, and I actually thought it would be fitting just given the whole crisis at the moment, and a lot of people are working from home for the very first time in their lives. I have gone on and off from working from home, so if you want to see how I achieve my lazy girl work from home makeup, then keep watching. Hey, if you are new here, my name is Shantel Rousseau, and on this channel we kind of cover a little bit of everything, mostly lifestyle, fashion, and beauty. And today, as I said in the intro, I'm basically just going to show you guys what I do as my lazy girl type makeup. This is your lazy girl makeup, your 5-minute makeup, your work from home makeup, your I still have to look presentable for a conference call or video conference call makeup. This will depend basically on the state of your skin and how much you like to cover up. Whether or not my skin is doing good or doing great, this is basically the default makeup that I always go back to. The most important thing about this look is that there's no foundation. If I'm on the go, like I said, lazy girl, not really trying to do a lot, I avoid foundation. It takes way too long and just really defeats the whole purpose. So first things first, what I do is I conceal. My skincare needs to be really on point when I'm doing this type of makeup, so I advise that your skincare is balanced and hydrated. Especially if you're using anything that's mattifying, you have to make sure that your skin is not going to soak it up throughout the day, and it just really defeats the purpose of having makeup that can last throughout the day, but that you can get done quickly as well. I recently purchased the Kevin Aucoin, I think it's Aucoin, Sensual Skin Enhancers. I got SX8 and SX12. I don't know if they're being repackaged because I picked these up at TK Maxx, which is the UK equivalent of TJ Maxx, but I'll take them because these are fantastic. What they are though is very, very, very full coverage. You don't need a lot. I can't stress that enough. And they're very, very pigmented. So I like to mix these two together with another concealer for the perfect under eye base that really does last all day. So I'm gonna take a concealer brush. This one is a Morphe M173, and I just like to dab a little bit under each eye. And what you really want to take note with concealer, especially when you're doing like a lazy girl type of makeup, is that I'm not looking for a very bright under eye. To me, that look only really works if you are going over with foundation, and because I'm not, it needs to accurately blend into the rest of my face. So I just went to go get a damp sponge. This is the Real Technique sponge. And I just like to quickly go over this. Now again, this is all about doing it quick and doing it easy. I am doing this because I just want to make sure that I blend appropriately and that there's no creping and that my eyes have enough moisture. So once that's done, I personally need to set my under eye makeup. Some people don't. If you don't, you can by all means skip this step. So I take a little bit of the Nude by Nature. So with this, and again tying into the lazy girl makeup, is you want to make sure that all your steps are as multifunctional as possible. So I'm not going to use a typical setting powder. I would rather use a light foundation powder that will give me a little bit more coverage, but will also set my makeup as well. And this is just the small tapered brush from e.l.f. I dab a little bit. I don't need a lot. I just kind of tap and roll. See, I just really tap a little bit. Again, I don't want a whole lot. That really defeats the purpose. I'm not trying to have a full coverage look. And if you had a loose powder, what you could do is use your damp sponge and use it on the loose powder instead. Because this is a pressed powder, I decided to use the tapered brush. So off camera, I did bring the concealer just up into my eyelids. I personally like that look. I don't like when my under eye is concealed, but my lids still have a lot of discoloration. If that's not an issue for you, don't worry about it, but it is an issue for me. So what I like to do, and this is something that I do all the time, is I'll take whatever bronzer I'm using at the moment. This is the Fenty Beauty in Caramel Cutie. I'll take a fluffy crease brush. This one is the Morphe M576, and I'll just dab and I'll sweep it into my crease. And the reason why I like to do this, and if you've been following me for a while, this is something that I do often, is because it gives the appearance of a made face without using too much effort or having to do things that you're not normally doing anyways. Again, you want all products to be super multifunctional. But if you don't have an issue with your lids being discolored or anything like that, or you just feel like it's an unnecessary step, feel free to skip. This really works for me. I can't tell you how many times I've worn just bronzer on the lid and in the crease, and people have stopped me and asked me what eyeshadow I'm wearing. It happens all the time. I'm going to take a break from the eyes for a moment. If you want to do a bit more eyeshadow looks, you're more than welcome to do that. But for me, I just prefer to put a wash of color on the lids and keep it moving. Next up is my cheeks. Again, this is something you can skip. I don't feel complete if I don't have makeup on my cheeks. And what I like to do is use something like this. This is the Micro Smooth from Sephora. It's got a highlighter, a blush, and a bronzer. I like to mix the blush and the bronzer together, sweep it on my cheeks, and go about my day. The reason why I like this as opposed to my normal blushes is most of my blushes are matte. This adds a really nice iridescence that, again, it cuts down on steps, so I don't have to use highlighter, which is key. So I just like to dab a little bit of the blush first. You can swirl it, but I prefer to place the product separately. That way I can see what I'm doing. And I like to bring it up high as if I were applying highlighter. It just works for my face. If it doesn't suit you, then feel free not to, but I like to do that so that it still gives me that kind of glowing, strobe type look, as if the makeup is really angled up, because that's the type of look that I want for my face, and I want to highlight my cheekbones. And I prefer a fluffy brush, but if you prefer your makeup a little bit more contoured, you could absolutely use a brush like this that's a bit more tapered and apply the product, not to say harshly, but you could just apply it in a more controlled way. I prefer a little bit controlled and a lot more buffed out. And then I'm going to go in with the bronzer and mix in a bit of the blush. The next part of the look is you can go to eyes. So one thing that I'm doing if I'm going out or if I really want to amp it up and actually have a look that looks really easy is I will add a little bit of black eyeliner just to the edge of my eye. I've got naturally round eyes, so I like anything that again is going to make my eyes look a little bit more angular and defined. I don't do the whole lid and I don't do liquid, which takes me a lot longer. I just take a little bit to my lash line, buff it out, and away I go. This is definitely my lazy girl eyeliner. I don't like to add too much. You basically just add it almost to the center of your eye, like where the iris is, and then you stop. And then I'm going to take a buffing brush. This one is a really old NARS brush. It just says NARS 15. And I just smudge it out. You basically just want to smudge up and out. And this is something that can work with any eye shape, regardless of your eye shape. If black is too harsh for your eyes, if you've got blue eyes, hazel eyes, green eyes, and you feel like black is too harsh, use a dark brown. That's super flattering. Or you could also use like an onyx color, like a bronzy color. Those colors will do the same thing without being as harsh as black. Or you could also use gray. Be careful with the type of eyeliner that you use. Depending on how waterproof it is, you might want to do one eye at a time. time. This one, the Milani Stay Put Waterproof Eyeliner, linked on black. This one's super great. It is creamy, but it does stay on all day for me. I don't have oily lids, so I'm able to do both and then go back in and smudge. If you do have oily lids, I would suggest using an eye primer before you even do your concealer to make sure that everything lays nicely and stays all day. Then I just go in with mascara. I have lash extensions, so I've only been doing my bottom lashes for months now. This one is the Hourglass Caution Extreme Lash Mascara. This one's just a travel one. And I just like to do the center. Gives like a baby doll look. That's it. If you like to pile on your mascara, feel free to go ahead. And last but not least is lips. Skin tone liner, nude lip gloss. That's all you need to do. No matte lip, no layering, no nothing. So this is Cafe au Lait Rimmel. If you know me, you know I'm addicted to this lip liner. It doesn't need to be perfect because it's nude, and that's the best thing about it. And I'm going in with the Neutrogena Hydra Boost Hydrating Lip Shine. This one is an Almond Nude 27. Layer it on and also blend in the lip liner. Not too dramatic, right? Simple, simple. I completely forgot to do my eyebrows. This is what happens when you are in a real rush, right? So I'm gonna use the Essence Make Me Brow. And this is a brow gel. I like it because 2-in-1, right? You get your color and you get your structure. Lazy girl makeup is not the time for dip brow and carving and all that stuff. Brushing up also helps your lashes look a bit more full. And there you have it. This is my lazy girl, work from home, carpool, whatever you want to call it, makeup. I hope that this was helpful. I know it was kind of random, but basically the whole premise is taking care of what you already have, which means enhancing the skin, letting the skin shine through for minimal steps, blush and bronzer together to give you the defined and rosy cheeks, bare minimum to the brows if you can spare, define the eyes ever so lightly, and conceal where necessary. Nude on the lips and you're good to go. If you really love the color of your lips and you feel like you don't need definition, you could just skip the liner and go straight gloss. You can really just mix and match to what works for you and still have a complete and cohesive makeup look that didn't take you long to do and required a minimal product. So I hope that this was helpful. Leave a comment down below if you like this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I will see you on Quarantine TV. Because that's basically what we're doing now. Bye, guys.